Hello guys, welcome to the second video of my series on tips for your EU4 gameplay. This video will have the topic of developing your provinces in an efficient way. And as the first video, it is more aimed towards intermediate players who already know the basics of the game, already know the concept of developing your provinces in EU4, and now want to improve on using this aspect of the game. And I have to mention also regarding the first video that these explanations are already on the basis of EU4 with all DLC. So for some aspects it might not be the same, or there might be missing if you're missing a DLC. I think the siege ability from Spy Network is part of the Mare Nostrum DLC, so the first video wouldn't be of any use for you if you don't have such DLC, and I think it's similar with this video, but yeah, I will get into it. I think you should play with all DLC anyways. So the idea of this video is to basically quickly walk you through my considerations when I develop my provinces. And I loaded up my current campaign where I started with England and found Great Britain, and now is a time I could definitely develop my provinces. And why is it the time? Well, basically you develop your provinces when you have excess monarch points. One of the key things beginners usually have to improve on is be more efficient with the use of your monarch points, which then usually leads to situations where you have an excess of them, and then you can invest them in developing your provinces, which is again, or which is nothing absolutely essential, but it can really strengthen your country, and improving on that can help you make the most of it, of course. And yeah, in this situation I would say I have an excess of monarch points because I already have enough to take the next tax, but they are still 5 years ahead of time, so it's not really worth taking them. And even if I go down to 500 monarch points in each category, I'm still very sure to be easily able to take these tax when they are on time. And so I also don't have any other things to use a lot of monarch points on. Of course, I will core a couple of provinces, so I might not want to go down too low with my admin points, but yeah, besides that, there's nothing really I have to do. Of course, there could be something in your game where you want to hold back on your monarch points, even if you have a lot at the moment and don't need them for tech. For example, if you need them for ideas, of course, and stuff like stabbing up or lowering war exhaustion or stuff like this. But I'm perfectly stable, fine, and have a lot of monarch points, which is of course also a result of a decent monarch and good advisors. Then the next step would be to consider where to develop. For that I usually go to the development map mode first of all and check the development of my provinces. Here you can see I've already developed quite a lot of provinces to 20. I will explain this a little bit further, or you will see I will keep doing that. It's always to reach 20 development to build more, or to get another building slot. So this is like an aim for how far you develop, but yeah, now I'm still choosing where to develop, and then I check for regions which are first of all cheap to develop, so maybe grassland or farmland, and which aren't yet develop very much, because of course then it's also cheaper. As I've already developed a lot here in Britain, I might rather look to some other provinces, and here you can see there is, for example, this province of Lidl with only 11 development, which is quite low in comparison to the rest, and it's on farmlands, and it has cloth. So it's definitely cheap to develop, and in the same state, I usually look at the state level. There's at least another province with less than 20 development, which is worth to develop a bit further to get to 20. So the state is generally interesting. The next thing I would check is, do I have prosperity in the state? If you have prosperity in the state, your dev cost is lowered by 10%, I think. Yes, 10%. Then I also activate this edict, encourage development for another 10%, and I usually make sure that I have loyal burghers. Here in this case with high influence, they give me another 10% development cost. Sometimes with less influence, I think it's 7.5%, but yeah, these are basically the three aspects I would make sure to have in the situation. I would have a state with prosperity, I would have the burghers loyal, and I would activate the edict. So I get 30% here plus the general modifiers on the province, and yeah, then I would develop this to 20. And when I consider how to develop it, it's of course always cheaper to develop as long as it's low. So for example, if I want to save, if I have excess admin, it might be cleverer to start with something else I don't have so many on, because then it gets more expensive later there. And I also consider that this, as a cloth province, might be interesting to have high production, because that's really valuable here. Although I'm not 100% sure if I want to build a manufactory here at the end. This might matter as well, but still, good production here would be great. So as long as it's cheap, I will do this, develop 2 here. I still have a lot of admin, maybe 2 more, and now I'm at 20. Now I can consider what I want to build. Of course, the manufactory is very good here with 0.95 ducats per month. Local woods produce +1. But also I need a state house in this state sooner or later, I think. So the state here might be possible to build, but yeah, I will go for the manufactory for now. And here I said I also want to develop up to 20, and here you can also see it's probably best to do this in this order. Here I already have the manufactory, so I could build something else, like maybe get extra naval enforcement. I usually do the buildings right after, when I unlock the building slots, as long as I have enough. So this is a small life cycle on this state. I have to remember to disable the edict after a year, and as I still have quite some monarch points, I would also was thinking about developing this province. It's also just 12 on grassland and has a good trade good. Its culture and religion is good for me, so no negative effects from this, and it also has prosperity. I still have the burger loyalty, of course, and now I just have to encourage development, take this and develop it up to 20. I think I will do it like this. And here I can also build a manufactory still, which would be really good. But again, I have to consider that I still have to build a state house here. Of course, this video is not on building slots, so that would be part of a whole different video. But yeah, this way I spend some of my monarch points. Of course, I could go on, but I think for the sake of this video, this is enough. Of course, you can get a lot of more dev cost reduction modifiers than the ones I have, for example, through ideas, or of course national ideas, or maybe golden era, or some event or other modifiers. But yeah, the 3 modifiers I showed in this video with prosperity, the edict, and the burger loyalty. This is like basics. You can easily look at each time and for basically every tag in every situation, and yeah, then dev the provinces and try to unlock extra building slots to make the most of it. As many extra building slots as possible. Thanks for listening. That's it. Bye.